feel different down there after birth.
Yeah, actually. I feel like it goes back, but it doesn't go back to exactly how it was
We
before.
talked about this.
Does giving birth cause permanent changes to the vagina? First thing to know is that most of the changes to the vagina are temporary. Of course, there's no going back from squeezing a watermelon out from that pretty narrow channel without some permanent changes. But most women won't really notice a difference, and most partners won't either. But the difference can accumulate the more vaginal births you have. So here's what changes to the vagina that you can actually expect. Firstly, some laxity of the vaginal muscles. Now, hormonal changes of pregnancy encourage extra stretchiness of the muscles, ligaments and the tissues to facilitate birth. But rest assured, these should tighten back up again after birth. While the muscles often regain some of their tone after childbirth, they may not return entirely to their pre-pregnant state. Vaginal birth, but also pregnancy in general, does increase the likelihood of having a prolapse, and this is where the vaginal tissues have weakened to the point that the organs that they're keeping back start to push into each other. For example, the bladder starts to push into the vagina. Next up, swelling. So after birth, the vulva generally looks more swollen, bruised and engorged after birth, but again this improves as the swelling reduces. The blood is redistributed and any tears and cuts heal. In many vaginal births, women may experience some tearing of the perineum, or they may have a cut called an episiotomy. Sometimes the healing process from these tears or the episiotomy can lead to scar tissue formation. It's usually invisible to the naked eye, so it's not like you can see a scar because it's a hair-bearing area. But it may cause some discomfort or changes in sensation during intercourse in the longer term. Another change in the vagina can be vaginal dryness. So some women may experience vaginal dryness, which can persist after childbirth, particularly if you're breastfeeding, because that causes a reduction in the levels of estrogen. Vaginal dryness can contribute to discomfort or pain during intercourse, so be liberal with those lubricants or the moisturizers. It's important to note the extent of these changes will vary widely, so not all women will experience the same after a vaginal childbirth. But don't forget your pelvic floor exercises. They can help a lot of these changes, but if you're experiencing ongoing issues, don't be embarrassed to speak to your doctor.